So just in case, if people are watching and they don't hear the music or see anything and they just see you and I bobbing our heads back and forth, Riverside has changed their whole layout. So when we
Riverside.
hit the intro video, it asks me, do you want it to go live or do you want it to be a test, in the background? And so I usually have to click live before I hit play, and they took that out. So I don't know if it actually played, folks. So if you are looking at us and you just see us bobbing our heads, that's what happened.
Which
But
we
if
do
not,
well.
well, we do that anyway.
We're
bobbers.
In fact,
Yeah.
bobbleheads.
Oh no, my earphones. You made my earphones fall off. You were so loud.
I must have been really loud.
You were very loud. You just blew my headphones right off.
Yes. So that's our first disclaimer. Our second disclaimer is you're about to see some medical
wizardry.
Wizardry. Well done.
Well, I have to do my PT right now because I have to do my PT on my finger 5 times a day. And at 9:30 in the morning, which is when I'm recording here, is my PT time. So you guys can watch me do my PT while we're podcasting. But first, if you are not good with scars, look away, because I'm about to put my hand up and show you my scar because I'm not wearing a bandage right now.
Or if you're just listening and you're not watching,
it's gnarly.
You don't have to look away.
It's gnarly. Ready?
Well, here we go. Okay, show it.
So it's not that bad at all. It's
nice hand there, Frankenstein.
Thanks. You can kind of see the bruising still, but
a little bit.
There's a little bruising on that side, but not
that
horrible.
Other side's from the bar fight, though, isn't it?
That is absolutely.
Okay, that's right.
Because I get into a lot of bar fights, but
I
have only 9 stitches, which the physical therapist was impressed by how small the cut actually was, the incision. She thought it was going to be much bigger, and it's doesn't hurt. I can straighten my pinky for once. I know, John. Did we ever? I think we've shown my pinky, my beforehand. But here's just as a reminder. This is my.
Should we?
That was my
maybe
pinky
we should
beforehand.
rephrase that.
Yeah. See how it's bent?
Yeah.
I couldn't straighten it.
I'm not sure if I tuned into the podcast and Nick was showing his pinky. I'm not sure we want to start with that as a
There's
lead.
the difference right there.
Way better.
Yeah.
Way better.
And I'm not even.
You got your money's worth.
Yeah, I did. I'm just happy that I can straighten it. Yeah, it is. Then even the doctor, he wasn't sure it was going to be totally straight either. So.
Yep. Well, again, as I told you before we started, that hand modeling gig is still a possibility.
It's still, absolutely. Got to find some supplemental income somewhere. Get those get that commercial and then get those royalty checks for 50 cents here and there.
What do you do for a living? Well, I am a project manager and I oversee blah 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 blah. Oh, and I'm a hand model.
Yeah.
I want to do both.
You know how many people actually have conversations like that? It's not necessarily hand model, but they'll say something about their day job and then they'll say, "Oh, and I do this on the side." And you're like, how does that? It doesn't, at least when with my job, I say, well, my side gig is the Potty Mouse podcast. Okay. Sure. That's a little bit more explainable. It's a podcast about absolutely everything and absolutely nothing all at the same time. And we talk about the car business, which is our day job, so it just kind of fits. But other people are like throwing that out there going, yeah, I'm a project manager at this electric company doing this, and this. And my side gig is I'm a hand model. Or I record videos of my feet and put them on OnlyFans.
Oh, okay.
I've actually heard someone say that. Okay.
I've known I've known a person, a dude who is into that particularly, and so let's just say that he has made it very clear that that's what he likes and tells everybody. And I'm like, okay, not really interested. Thanks for your help.
not a channel I'm going to watch on my OnlyFans. No, I don't want that in my algorithm on OnlyFans.
I do not want that in my history on any level. So you talked about PT, which we all know is physical therapy, and I had it for my shoulder. And, at first I didn't know if it was really helping or not, but but it really did.
Oh,
In
yeah.
hindsight, it really made a big difference from,
Yep.
the first time, again, with my shoulder reaching up and doing it. So
This
yours
is
really
this.
is not as detailed because it's
Nope.
that.
This
Yeah,
is
show
this. I have to do
'em.
this 5 times a day, and then I can't really show it, but I have to put my hand flat on a table, and I have to
Yep.
lift my pinky back and up and down. I can't really do it here.
Oh, that's like the
So,
Superman pose
yeah.
with your
So,
pinky.
yep. So I make a fist for those of you who aren't
Nice.
watching the video,
Yes,
and I have to make sure
and
that my
straighten it out.
pinky, it goes all the way. So sometimes when like
Yeah,
first thing in the morning when it's a little bit swollen, more swollen, I actually have to push it in to get it in. But yeah, this doesn't, I was telling John earlier, this doesn't hurt. That's the greatest part. It's uncomfortable because I have swelling, so I can't necessarily get my hand closed, but it doesn't hurt
yep,
at all. And then I put my hand down on the table and then lift it. So that's what I'm doing right now.
yep.
I'm doing my PT,
So
folks.
that's your
That's it. And it has helped. I
well,
can tell,
that's
like,
good. We're
I'm
happy to
yeah, I'm picking up my pinky right now, and it's twice as high as it was a week ago, so going twice as high. So it's
awesome.
working. As you pointed out,
It's
it does work.
nice that when you can see it work. So yes,
Yeah.
anybody if they tell you about PT, especially stuff like I mean, obviously that, but to give you that range of motion so you can do things that you used to be able to do and probably things you haven't been able to for quite a while.
Yep.
But people that I talk to that have had knee replacements or hip replace, you've got to do the
You
PT
have to
because
do the
it makes
PT.
such,
Yep.
especially the older you get, the more important it becomes because otherwise you're just not going to recover.
Yeah, and the other part, and this is something funny because my boss also didn't have the same thing. So my hand disease, because it is actually called a disease, is called,
Yeah.
Dupuytren's contracture, also called Viking's disease. So
Mhm.
Dupuytren's contracture. Chris, on the other hand, had trigger finger, which is very similar, but he could still straighten his finger out.
Mm.
But the mechanics are very, very similar inside the hand. So he had that fixed.
Huh.
And so he had basically the same kind of, cut and same,
Yeah.
bandage and everything. But Chris, sorry, buddy, I'm calling you out, man. I know you're not a listener, but if you ever do, Chris is not the best at following the instructions to the letter. Not that he's ever really had any problems afterwards, but
Yeah.
things don't work quite as well as they should after.
Mm.
Like he was making fun of me, going, "Why do you still have your bandage on? Take your bandage off. It's driving you nuts. Just take it off." And I'm like, "Nope. I am a rule
Following
follower. I am
instructions,
going to
yes.
follow the instructions to the letter." And it paid off because, as I was saying, the PT lady, when she took off the cast, she said, "This looks fantastic.
Mm.
You did everything you were supposed to do. Not many people do that."
Wow.
So yeah, and when I go back on Monday, because I'm getting my stitches out on Monday, they're probably going to say the same thing because I am doing my PT.
Yep.
When I'm at work, it's wrapped up. When I don't submerge it. She said, don't submerge it in water. So don't go into a swimming pool or a river or, don't do dishes anywhere you've got dirty or water. You can take a shower, but that's
Mm.
it. So, I'm following that to the letter, making Peyton do all the dishes. Um,
Which she loves.
oh, she loves it so much. What else is she doing? I think she's been
That's
off school
awesome.
now for 2 weeks, and I think she's still on the same
Oh,
pair of pajamas.
okay.
Yeah, that's not true.
That's something.
She did get dressed once because she went and got her driver's permit.
Oh,
Yeah,
nice.
that's what we're gonna do after the
That's
podcast today.
awesome.
Is I'm gonna run to the hardware store,
Taking
get
her driving.
some dirt, and then I'm gonna take her driving. Yep,
Nice.
put her in the
That's
truck and
awesome.
make her drive the truck. She can master that
And
truck. She can drive anything.
has she done something with you already?
Not with me. Well, yes and no. So before she don't call the cops. Before she got her permit, we were on
Oh,
in a private parking lot. I did have her drive the Jeep because I wanted her to drive the Jeep before I gave it up.
yep.
I did have her drive the Jeep in the parking lot a little bit just so she
Cool.
could kind of get the feel of it.
And how'd
But
she do?
she was fine. She did great.
Okay.
Truck is a lot more difficult to drive. The steering is a lot
Unwieldy.
heavier. It's not unwieldy
Unwieldy.
whatsoever. It's not unwieldy.
No?
It's heavy.
Oh,
It's very heavy compared to how the
okay.
Jeep feels and then how our other car feels. She's not
Okay.
allowed because my other car is a work car. She's not allowed to drive it. So
Yeah.
she's going to have to learn on the truck. Um, but it'll do her good. Like I said, I'm serious. I think if she can learn to drive the truck effectively, she can drive pretty much anything after that.
Yeah, totally agree, and that's smart because then, you can be comfortable that she can handle other vehicles if she has to.
Exactly. Exactly.
So you talked about you talked just as an aside, PT meaning,
Physical therapy.
physical
Yeah.
therapy. We were
Not a
this
patrol something. What
no,
is
well,
PT 109?
could be.
Yeah.
And I can't remember what that stood for. It doesn't matter. We were in a trivia contest one time with
Yeah.
we had teams. There were like 5 of us on each team, and it was funny because the team was broken up into, a lot of different age groups, a lot of demographics, so we could answer a lot of the questions. We had some good help. And one of the questions was in the name PT Cruiser, what does PT stand for? And I know what it is. But one of the guys who was with us, Sean, on my team, whispers in my ear, "Pussy train." And so I'm laughing my butt off, trying to no, it's not that.
I was gonna say piece of trash. I was gonna keep it clean.
It is, it actually was, personal transportation or personal transit. I've heard
Really? Is
both,
that what
yep.
PT? Like, oh, what
That's
an that
what
was
I
one of
was
the
told.
ugliest cars. I'm so sorry.
But
It's
the
right up there with
people
the Aztec.
well,
Sorry, Bill.
or the what was this? Yeah, sorry, Bill. Besides that, the, HHR, Chevy HHR. We
HHR, I know it's very similar to the PT Cruiser, but I liked it a little bit more. It's a
we
little bit
owned one.
longer. Did you?
We owned one. It was the front end was designed to look like I think it was a 1949 Chevy pickup,
Mhm.
and so, rounded and so on. The reason we bought it was because the interest rate was 0%
Okay.
for 4 years.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So, it was the only thing that put us over the top to getting that particular vehicle, but, it was just okay. It wasn't awesome. One of the first cars that Michael drove and damaged, so, yeah, that was fine. I don't know where that dent came from, Dad. Boy, it looks like it's really close to the same height as the rocks on your friend's house by the driveway. Oh, yeah, okay. Alright, fine, whatever.
Nice. Very
$500
nice.
worth of damage.
Well, that's not bad,
So
though.
yes, so that was the no, the people that own PT Cruisers were just in love with them.
Yes, they were. Yep.
All of them that I spoke with, and
Yep.
and
It's
I
a love it or
have a
hate it
hard time
type of
explaining
car.
that because you kind of and you see them today and you go, "Oh, man, that did not age well."
Right. Yeah, exactly.
And the same's true for the HHR.
Yeah. Yeah, I've
Yeah.
never been a big fan. I had a boss once that had one. He absolutely loved it, and I'm like, "Oh, I
Did
hated
he?
riding it. I hated driving it. I hated everything about it." Yeah.
Didn't
So
Michael Scott have one on The Office?
probably.
Yeah,
It seems like
initially, I
something
think
he
he
would
had
have, yeah. So
yes. Well,
PT
they
on a
had the
PT
Sebring convertible too, but yeah.
yes, a PT on PT boats or for PT boats stands for
Yes.
patrol torpedo.
Oh, okay.
And for those of you who are not history buffs, I'll give you just a little. PT 109 was a television show, I believe, right? Or a movie. I don't remember if that or was that the one. So
That was John
let
F.
me back.
Kennedy's boat.
John F. Kennedy's boat was PT 109.
Well, he was,
Trying to think of.
yeah, I mean, I think that it was a PT boat, and I think 109 was the number, if
I
I'm not
think you're
mistaken.
right, but there is a
Yeah.
TV show.
Oh,
Um,
okay.
but I'm trying to think it what because it goes along with those numbers.
Sure.
Um, but yep, PT 109 was the JFK one. So PT boat TV show and movie because they did a movie too.
Yeah, I could see the movie. The TV show, I don't really recall.
McHale's Navy. That's what it was
McHale's
called.
Navy, I
Yep.
remember. Yes.
Yep.
With Ernest Borgnine.
Exactly.
Wow.
Let's
Where did that come from?
see.
Who also played Vince Lombardi in the Vince Lombardi story. Kind of looked like him.
What did I say that was?
You
PT.
said PT 109.
No. The
Oh,
TV
what?
show. McHale's Navy.
McHale's Navy, but that was a
Yeah.
comedy.
Yes.
Yeah.
McHale's Navy PT boat. PT 73 is that PT boat
Okay.
in McHale's Navy.
Got
So anyway, yeah.
it.
That's actually a very fun television show, folks. It's old. It's from the 50s and 60s.
60s, I guess, yeah.
Yeah, and it was a good TV show, kind of like I would put it right up there with Oh, why can't I remember the name? The series where they were all in the German
Hogan's Heroes.
Hogan's Heroes, thank you. We had a dog named Hogan. How could I not remember that? I'd put it
That
right up
was
there with Hogan's Heroes.
and Hogan's Heroes is so silly just because it's you're in a German concentration camp or a German prisoner of war camp, and all the Germans speak English with German accents.
Yeah.
And so it's a hilarious concept, but
It is a hilarious
it was a great
there's
show.
another show that came in the '80s, and it was a British television show. I think we've mentioned it probably in the first season. I loved
Yeah.
this show. I tried to have Jen and Peyton watch it. They were bored out of their minds, but I loved when I was a kid, British comedy, and this
Mm,
was on PBS. The television show is called Allo Allo, Allo Allo, Allo Allo,
heard of it.
and it did the same thing. So they were all British actors, but
Yep.
the Germans had the German accent. So whenever they had the German accent, they couldn't understand each other with the other people. The French had their French accent. The Americans had, or
Yes.
British had a British accent. But when the
Uh-huh.
British were talking in the British accent, the French people couldn't understand them. So, or if they could, if they were bilingual, the French person would switch to a British accent, and that's how they would. Oh, it was
Funny.
hilarious. It was so
Funny.
funny. I would highly recommend it. It's very inappropriate, but
Uh-huh.
it's so funny.
That's how
It's
we
a
roll.
great, funny show.
All right, so we've talked about some good shows already
Yep.
that we're passing along.
Yeah.
McHale's Navy,
McHale's
Hogan's
Navy,
Heroes.
Hogan's Heroes,
Hello,
Allo
hello.
Allo. Allo Allo. Yep.
Wow, that's
Yeah,
great.
yep.
Are you good at accents? Can you do?
No,
I'm terrible.
me too. I can do a good Minnesota accent and a good
Yes, I can do
Southern
those.
accent, but that's about it.
I can do some Southern drawl,
Yeah.
but I'm not good at Irish. I'd love to be able to do Irish or
Oh, yeah.
Scottish to try and do the variation between those two. I'm just
Yeah.
incapable.
I
Totally.
used to
I have
try
to
to
sound
do Mike Myers, who did Fat Bastard in all of the but he
yes.
was also in a movie called, So I Married an Axe Murderer, where he played
Okay.
multiple characters. He played his own father, then he played
Yeah.
his obviously the son, and then, a few trying to think if he played any other I think there was one other character in there he might have played. Phil Hartman was in there, in that movie
Yeah.
too. He was funny as hell. He played the, tour guide for Alcatraz. And,
Okay.
yeah, he was telling stories about some of the inmates and stuff, and he just did it with the crazed look on his face. It was hilarious. But,
Phil Hartman, what a great
oh, yeah.
loss he was to the
Great loss.
comedy world.
But Mike
Wow.
Myers would do, his dad, and he's, "He pants! No!"
Well, he did that in Austin Powers
He did
too.
that
He
too, yeah,
did
that was Fat
multiple.
Bastard. It was yes,
Yeah, right.
yes.
Exactly.
Yep.
And he did
He's
multiple
good at it
roles.
because he can just switch back and forth between all of them.
I
But I
oh,
mean, this one is,
talented dude.
"Oh, I hated the colonel with his wee beady eyes and that smug look on his face. Oh, you're gonna buy my chicken. Oh." Dad, how could you hate the colonel?
See, you can
'Cause
pull that off. That's
well,
pretty good.
but just that, because I've had a lot of practice. I've been doing that since I was in high school. 'Cause I just
Yes.
think that whole
Well,
monologue was
I can do
hilarious.
Arthur. My
Yeah.
my only ability to do any accent is based on the character Arthur, which,
Mhm.
"Oh, yeah, hooker, I just thought I was doing great with you," and that's
Yeah.
that's the only as long as you can say it like that, then I can do that really good British accent.
Jen's cousin, we used to vacation with them, every year, and, they had twins. They have 4 kids now, but they had twins, and
Mm.
one of the 2 they were not identical twins. What do they call them when they're not identical? Is that paternal?
Fraternal.
Fraternal? Um,
Mhm.
there was a boy and a girl, but the little boy, uh, didn't have a speech impediment whatsoever, but couldn't say yes. He would always say, "Yes."
Okay.
So we were like, "Oh, he's the reincarnation
Michael
of"
Scott.
No, 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 not Michael Scott, Sean Connery.
Okay.
Yes.
Ah, yes, okay. Well,
Yep.
Michael Scott also would yes, he would also do
Yes.
that too.
Probably trying
Yeah.
to imitate Sean Connery. I heard
Sean Connery.
an
Maybe so.
interesting call it a conspiracy theory. Andrew's ears just perked up. Um, and Eric's for that matter. But I a little
Yeah.
conspiracy theory about Sean Connery and James Bond, and that is
Okay.
The movie The Rock with Sean Connery
Yep.
and Nicolas Cage is
Nicolas Cage.
his character, Sean Connery's character in that movie is actually James Bond. Because they're saying James Bond was a name, it wasn't his name, it was just a name of that
Oh,
particular spy,
really?
and if you listen to the backstory, they talk about him being a former British spy who was captured
Okay.
and then sent to Alcatraz in a certain year, which just happened to be the last year that Sean Connery actually played Bond in the James Bond series.
No kidding.
Yeah, so a lot of things are just strangely tied together, and
Interesting.
it's
I
like,
like that.
"Huh, yeah," and all of the things that he does are very Bond-esque,
Mm,
but, yeah, so if we ever watch The Rock, guys, and just look at if you're a Bond fan, look at some of the similarities, yeah, it's interesting.
I have seen the movie several times, and I love his character in that, but I guess I never really thought about. I, you run the risk of playing the same character no matter what movie you're cast in. Sometimes, I mean,
Yep,
we all know actors like that, and yeah, it's it's kind of tough to, especially action movies.
yep,
You have
Jason Bourne, yep,
Chase, yeah, well, yeah, and he's always the same character, but also, the actors that play them, it's usually the same dude.
it is, but here
Interesting,
here
good
he
movie. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, here's the core evidence. The background. In the film, FBI Director Womack states that Mason is a former British intelligence agent, British intelligence agent who was
Yep.
captured on a secret mission in the US, had all of his records erased, and was imprisoned in Alcatraz in 1962, the exact year Sean Connery debuted as 007 in Dr. No. So it was when he debuted.
Oh,
The alias Womack
cool.
notes that Mason does not exist in the US or Great Britain, a status that easily fits the disavowed spy. Theorists argue John Mason is simply an alias he adopted, similar to the false names he used during his time at MI6. Mason's suave demeanor,
Huh.
SAS combat training, effortless escape artistry, and reference to being trained by the best British intelligence all heavily mirror 007. So that's the big
Hmm,
argument. At least that's what AI pulled up.
interesting.
Yeah.
Well, I
Yeah,
think that's
it's
really smart.
I love stuff like that. I don't care if it was meant to be or real, but just the fact that it exists is kind of fun.
Well, and it makes it interesting too because it's fun to do those comparisons as well. And it stems from anything like, uh, uh, for instance, Abraham Lincoln's secretary's last name was Kennedy,
Yeah.
and JFK's secretary's last name was Lincoln. And
Yep.
there are so many similarities. There are like 15 of them that are, wow, that's really interesting. That does coincidence come into play? Maybe. But
Maybe.
yeah, it's kind of cool to look at those things. New movie. I was talking about actors that often play the same character, no matter what role they're in. One that does not, though, is Mark Wahlberg, and I
Yeah.
enjoy him as an actor. He's great in action movies, and he does a really good job. He's got a new one coming out, I think September, if not before, called By Any Means.
Yeah. I've
And
seen some news
I
stories
saw,
about that.
yeah, he's like a mafia hitman, and he just looking at his character, he's like, dude, put on some weight and just has a whole different look to him. So
Yeah.
anyhow, I saw the trailer. It looks really good.
So other actors that are really good at not playing the same character over and over again: Christian Bale, Johnny
Yes.
Depp,
Yep.
um, mm,
Daniel
there
Day-Lewis.
Oh yeah, Daniel Day. Who
That
could
g
I don't even
Yeah.
know if he really truly exists. I think he's just always been AI. He's an AI robot.
Well, he's
Um,
getting paid very well for it then.
yes, he is. Who else would be a good example of someone who doesn't necessarily come off playing? And they all play different characters, and there are a lot of very good actors, but there's some that just it doesn't matter what role they go into, they are just a completely different person every single time.
Sure.
They're good character
Yeah.
actors, and these are just leading. I mean, the ones that really impress me are the ones that aren't leading stars. Like they never lead the movie. They're never the number one in the movie, but they're
Oh, okay.
always in. I mean, they're in everything, and they're always a different character, and they're always really good. Kind of like the guy. He was in Office Space, and he was in Oh Brother, Where Art Thou, and stuff like that. And he's a
Yeah.
completely different character. I can't remember his name, but he played Milton
His name is
in Office
Kevin
Space.
Root.
Is that Kevin Root? Are you
He
sure?
played who?
Uh,
He played who in Office Space?
Milton.
Yes. Kevin Root is his name.
Is that?
R-O-T.
Well, that didn't come up.
Milton
there we go.
is, well, it will.
Now you've got us looking.
Come on. Come on.
Milton.
I don't have to look because I know.
Yeah, I just looked
You're
him up.
gonna
It
just
wasn't him.
prove that I'm right.
No.
Yes, it was.
No.
Milton in Office Space was Kevin Root.
Stephen Root.
Stephen Root. But it's
Stephen
Root.
It is Root, yes.
Okay.
But it's Stephen Root.
Sorry. My mistake.
Yeah. See, you were wrong.
Fine.
You were
With a
telling me I
PH
was
or a
wrong,
EV?
and you were
No, I
wrong.
wasn't wrong.
But so
You
just
were
so
not gonna
people
say, oh, you got the last name right.
Yeah. So this is everything he's been in. Well, maybe not everything, but Family Guy, that doesn't count because you don't see him. Wrecking Crew, The Florida Man, Playdate, King Resident, Heads of State. Oh,
I just saw him in
so much.
another one. Many, many movies.
He does a lot of voices too.
Does he?
Yeah, a lot of voices.
He was in a sitcom for a while. I can't think what it's called, but he was actually had a lead role in that. I can't recall what it was, but it was he was like an executive sort of dude. And
yeah.
It was a very funny sitcom, but it was from the 90s, I think.
I don't like how IMDb redid their website, because now it doesn't tell me. It's bad. Oh, it's not good. I prefer the app.
Okay.
Yeah.
Stephen Root, not Kevin Root. I don't know where Kevin came from.
He's been, golly, he's been in a lot. Yep. Been in a lot. But yeah, anyway, he's another great character actor.
The guys yeah, I like him very much. Yeah, the guy that where was I going? I know it was one of those that doesn't matter. I'll come back to it. But there some of those character actors are amazing. There are some guys though, the guys that played cops in Die Hard, the original Die Hard, those guys always played cops, and they were always either from New York or Chicago, and they could do
or San
either
Francisco.
accent. Yeah, except they still had the same accent.
Yeah, the guy
wherever they were from.
So in the very first Die Hard, the main cop that was outside the whole time, he I can't remember.
Merry Christmas, pal.
No, different cop. I'm thinking of it.
Different one.
But anyway, he played the dad in the TV show that had Did
Welcome to Potty Mouth, ladies and gentlemen.
No, it had Steve Urkel. Who is Steve Urkel?
Oh,
what TV show was that?
Oh, yes, I know what you mean.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know the guy too. Vel Johnson is his last name. Something Vel Johnson. Love him. I've always liked him as an actor.
Yeah.
Come on, it's the guy that gets shot at when he's leaving Nakatomi Plaza.
Yep. Jaleel White is Steve Urkel, by the way. Family Matters. That was the TV show I was looking for. Family Matters.
Okay. What's the guy's name?
I'm getting there.
Okay.
This is
now I'm curious.
Reginald Vell Johnson.
Reginald Vell Johnson. Yes. Yep. See, I didn't guess the first name, so I couldn't be wrong on that one.
So he played the father in Family Matters, and his job was a cop. But he was also the cop in the very first Die Hard.
Die Hard, that's right.
So,
and he was great.
Yeah, he was great. He was fantastic. So yes, you're absolutely right. There's some that get, even if they're going from a very serious action movie or a semi-serious, Christmas action movie, or doing sitcoms, still having to be a cop. Yep.
Yes.
I
But
think
that's alright.
I think he also did a cameo maybe as a cop in Fresh Prince, if I remember correctly.
Oh, okay. Alright.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, that wouldn't surprise me. I also yeah, I enjoy but, like, Robert on, Everybody Loves Raymond,
Yeah.
who plays a cop. He's just that show I can watch over and over.
Yeah.
It's so funny. The reruns are just amazing.
Do you ever watch, Phil for Someone to Feed Phil? Somebody Feed Phil? Phil
No,
Rosenbaum or
no.
Yeah, Rosenbaum. He's the writer of that show, and
Oh,
his
okay, so
wife
I've seen him.
you've seen it.
Yeah,
His wife is actually in the show.
okay.
His wife plays, that dude's wife, I
Oh,
believe.
girlfriend. Robert's
Girlfriend.
wife or girlfriend, yeah, yeah.
Girlfriend, yeah.
Right, I seem
That's
to remember that.
Yep. If you haven't se you should watch Somebody Feed Phil. He's got several
Okay.
seasons out. He's fricking hilarious.
I think I've heard of it. See, what I'm relating it to is they did something about Raymond, like a wrap-up show, and I think, Frank had passed at that time. Actually, maybe both parents had, but he was on, as well as Ray and the other characters.
Yeah,
It was awesome. They did some old footage, but they just interact so well together, the whole crew.
they do, and a lot of them actually get on Phil's show.
Oh, okay, cool.
So Raymond is on one of the episodes, and, several other people from the show are on there as well, and obviously his wife is on there a lot of times, but
Sure.
there's 7 seasons so far, and it's still going strong. I think you can
Wow.
find it on, where do we usually watch it? We watch it on Amazon, but it's
Okay.
great.
And and
Yeah,
tell me again what's the name of it?
Someone Feed Phil. Somebody Feed Phil. Sorry, Somebody Feed Phil. It's on
Phil.
Netflix. You can get it on Netflix.
Oh,
Phil
well, not
Rosenthal.
me because I don't have Netflix, so that's why I haven't watched it.
Yeah, 49
I
episodes,
I
8
had to
seasons.
I had to someplace draw the line, and it was Netflix, so
Yeah, I
the
understand.
rest of them,
I actually we still have Netflix, but it's, the commercial one.
yeah. Yeah, I can't do that either. We get
Yeah,
so spoiled.
you
Well,
get
and
so
there are commercials on some of the excuse me, some of the Prime ones as well, so we'll watch Blue Bloods, which we've seen, like, we're like our 3rd season, but it's mindless and it's fun. There's some action and, Danny's gonna shoot somebody.
yeah.
Um, but they have the commercials now built in, and usually they're in the worst places. I have no idea why
Yeah,
they're, middle of the sentence, it goes to a commercial, but it shows you on the top right what the length of the commercial is. So we can, I've got 2 minutes. I can, you know, get ready for bed or brush my teeth or something like
right.
that before we come back. Yeah, but I hate the commercials. They kill me.
Yeah, I'm
So
not
yeah,
you
there's
know me,
that.
I'm not a big fan of commercials either. They're wonderful, they're
No,
wonderful.
especially I don't mind paying the money. In fact, I did on Prime. Oh, you can pay the extra to get the commercial free.
Yeah,
I pay for Prime already. Why am I paying more for agony, agony? Yeah, it's always something.
I've never had that. I've never had that them ask for commercial stuff on Prime.
YouTube TV.
Yeah,
Um,
here's what
yep.
I pay for YouTube T and I don't pay for YouTube TV. I pay to get rid of the ads on YouTube.
Yeah, which
So
is only
I don't
like 12 bucks a month or 15 a
something.
month or
It's a
something like that.
little it's about 20 something.
Oh, is it? Not for
Yeah,
me, but whatever.
it's not cheap.
But
But
it's
I
worth
also
it.
it is worth it because I also, I use YouTube Music,
Mm,
and
me too.
I can access that at work very easily.
Mm,
And, the other part is the 3 of us share a Spotify account. So if
nah.
Peyton is playing Spotify in her room or something, and I pop on Spotify, it takes it away from her. So I had to have a secondary, and
Yes.
I like YouTube Music, so
We
I
dumped
do
off
that one.
Spotify and jumped on YouTube Music, and I think there's some discount for, YouTube. So I've got YouTube TV, premium
Yep.
YouTube, and then YouTube Music. Uh, YouTube TV though, it's getting less and less reasonable. It's 84 bucks
Yeah, see,
a
that's
month
too rich
now,
for
and I'm
my
like, okay, this is Well, exactly, and it started out as 58 or something like that,
Yeah.
as I recall.
That was
That's
still
a huge
too it
jump.
is huge. It's like paying for cable. And we
It
don't there's
Right,
nothing on there that we would watch. We would end up watching videos on YouTube. So that's why we just do the
exactly.
YouTube Premium. So I
Yeah,
do pay for the cheap, cheap
we do.
Netflix.
We still do watch stuff, but still.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I pay for the cheap, cheap Netflix, and that's really so we can see something like Phil. It's really for Phil. For it was for Stranger Things, and then there's one other show that we watch, and I can't remember what it is off the top of my head, but there's another one. So that's the only reason we keep it. Um, I pay for Apple TV
Yeah.
because I love Apple TV, and which all the sports that I want to watch, if I watch sports, are on Apple TV. So I don't. I have stopped paying for Disney and Hulu because we never watched it.
Mm,
Which also
yep.
gave me ESPN, and I very rarely ever watch that.
Same.
So got rid of that. I do have Prime, and in Prime, I do have one of the movie channels, but it's like $6 a month. So I'm like, yeah, whatever. It's like AMC.
Yeah.
So all the classic movies.
It's just
Um,
there are just so many different services now, and that's the
yeah,
trouble, keeping them straight and what
yeah.
you're paying for each one. Paramount Plus
Paramount
and
Plus and HBO are the other
man,
two that we have.
it's crazy. On the
Yeah,
other hand, look at what we're not paying for long distance like we used to pay.
yeah,
I
right.
mean, our long distance bill every month was I remember when it was well over $100 a month.
Yeah,
And, people are younger people now just go, "What? You paid for
yeah,
long distance?" Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, we did. It was not good.
Yep.
So, we're saving some.
We are saving some, and that's you really gotta look at it like that. When I lay out the bill and compare it to what I used to pay, and these were years ago, so
Yep.
inflation would have make them a lot more expensive, but, with the streaming services that I have and what I pay for internet, it's still less than what I was paying for either satellite or cable 10 years ago.
Yeah. Yep. And
So,
that's
if you
good.
put it in
That's
that
good to
context,
it's good to do that.
yeah. I don't like
Totally
to put
agree.
things in context.
Yes, me either.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. What else is on your mind today, my
Oh,
friend?
so many things, but as I said before, not anything we can really talk about on the podcast. So, you know,
Well, that's probably safer.
yeah, it always is. But so
Yes.
I
No.
only watched clips of it, but I have not listened to the whole podcast. But I think I'd like to. Are you familiar with Josh Duhamel?
Yes.
He's an actor and was married to Fergie from
Uh,
the
oh, right.
yeah the musician Fergie, not the former princess.
Yes.
Um,
Yes.
no, is she still a princess? I think she still maintained her princess
Uh,
title, right? After she got
I think
divorced from
so.
Andrew?
I
Doesn't
think
matter.
so.
Anyway,
Sarah Ferguson.
Sarah Ferguson, but this is not Sarah
Yep.
Ferguson. This is the other
Correct.
Fergie.
This
Anyway,
is
Josh
Fergie
Do
from the,
Black Eyed Peas.
no? Oh, is it Black Eyed Peas? I thought it
Uh,
was, you may be right.
I think it's Black Eyed
I
Peas.
can't
You look
I
it
thought
up
it was
while I
somebody
tell
else.
the rest of my story. So anyway,
Never
Josh
mind.
Duhamel,
That's
famous
okay.
Hollywood actor. He's been in a whole bunch of stuff, including all of the Transformers movies,
Uh-huh.
and several other things.
Oh.
He is from North Dakota, but he bought almost a decade, over a decade ago, almost 2 decades ago, bought some property in. I he I think it's in on the Minnesota side because he talks about Fargo, but he also talks about the land in Minnesota.
Okay.
So I think it's up in that general area. But he's kind of turned
Fargo
himself into
Moorhead.
yep, he's kind of turned himself into a little bit of a prepper. So
Uh,
he does a lot of stuff like that, and if you follow him on Instagram, you see all of his stuff that he's doing out there. And but he was on the Sean Ryan show, and we were watching Jen and I were watching some clips of the Sean Ryan show with him on it, and he was talking about the things that he's doing to prep. And I kind of want to watch the rest of the episode because I am not a very good prepper, but I'm interested in that particular
yeah.
topic.
I like
Um,
the argument. I agree with you. I
yeah,
like the topic. That's
it
right.
it's fun, and it's one of those things. Here's the ultimate argument that I've heard and that I use on my own, not necessarily for prepping, but for everything else. We've talked about everyday carry on this podcast before. It's the same concept.
Uh-huh.
I would much rather have it and never have to use it than have to use it and not have it. And that's kind of how he looks at it, and the same goes for prepping. I think that's the best argument is why not prep? Prep being prepared and never having to
Sure.
use it is much better than something happening and you're not prepared for it. And you don't have to go nuts like having a bunker
Mm.
and all that stuff, but just general prep, like having backup power, having plenty of water to last 24, 48 hours. And you know what? A perfect example of being prepped enough is what happened when we had the ice storm. We were without power for a week and a half. We were fine in the house because we had a heat source. We didn't
Yep.
really have power. We did have some because we could turn on the truck and plug things in when we needed it. We had plenty of food. We had and
Mhm.
other ways to keep warm and keep ourselves safe. And we had plenty of water. So we had enough to last us that week and a half. I mean, yeah, we did have to go to the store because
Mm.
we were only prepped in the house
Mm.
for 3 days, maybe. Now, could we have made it
Okay.
all week and a half without the grocery store? Yeah, actually, we could have. It wouldn't have been pleasant. We
Mhm.
would have been eating a lot of protein bars, but you know, we were in essence prepped.
Yes.
So, that's kind of the point.
Yep.
We we had all of the camping gear to keep us warm. We had camping meals, we had camping gas, your stove, gas for the stoves and et cetera, et cetera. So we could keep ourselves warm and we could keep
Yep.
ourselves fed and safe. That's what you need. You don't need you don't need to be
For sure.
prepared for the zombie apocalypse, even though if you have the means, why
No,
not?
and you can spend tens of thousands of dollars on, the bunkers and food prep and just
Yep.
all the pantry of canned products and
Yeah.
jars and doing your own canning. Wow, there's just so much, and where do you draw the line? If you can look between, and again, it depends what you're prone to. For us with hurricanes, excuse me, we need to be at least a week, if not 2 weeks, of everything you need. So,
Yeah.
fuel, power, if you can, to what degree you can, water, food, everything has to be easy enough to make. And so we've got,
Yep.
I mean, everything from a little hot plate to canned stuff to, you just have to be prepared. You just never know. And
Yeah.
two generators now.
Oh, nice.
So
Yeah. We don't have a generator. That is one thing we need to get. But yeah.
yeah, we
I
went with a big enough one to actually run the AC if we needed to.
Oh, nice.
Which, depends on the temperature, but I also have one of the battery ones, which
Yeah.
would handle, phones and anything else that you need to keep
So
charged.
we've never invested in a gas one. We've always wanted to do the battery one, which we will eventually, but you know what actually stopped us from doing that? Because we were going to
Mhm.
buy one about 4 or 5 years ago. I had a 4 by E Wrangler that could do all the same things that the generator could do,
Yep,
and it was almost always charged. I could actually it could run longer than one of those Jackery battery backup things. So we just thought,
yeah,
we have
yep.
the Jeep, and if we need it, we'll use it. Now we don't have the Jeep, so now we have to go out and get one.
There it is.
Yep, because I did learn that
Well, and mine
the
isn't
truck
a
struggles
Jackery,
running
it's a
stuff.
go ahead.
The
Oh,
truck does
does
not
it?
run everything it should.
Is the truck, hybrid or is it a
No, it's a gas, but it has 120 and 240 power. It's supposed to,
oh, okay,
but it
okay.
doesn't. It's not enough power. We tried
We
to.
had that same.
Yeah.
I was just gonna go ahead and say what we
No,
tried
I
to
said
what?
we tried to do things like run. We could run lights. We could run. I could run the pump to get the bed inflated, the
Okay,
inflatable bed. We could
yeah,
do little things. We could run the coffee pot if we wanted to, or the Keurig. But when I tried to run a space heater, it killed it. It wouldn't
yeah.
go. Yeah.
Ours would not do a coffee grinder. So we had the plug-in grinder, and
Yeah.
it wouldn't and then
Yeah.
stop, and then the coffee maker would trip it as well, and I was like, "Okay, well, this is a problem." That was, I think, the old F-150.
Yeah. Yeah, it's interesting. Now, the Jeep, on the other hand, the Jeep could run the refrigerator, it could run the grinder, it could run a space heater. Because now, not all at the same time, mind you, but it could.
Right.
And, I was actually very disappointed in the truck, which is also the reason I still, after I got rid of the Jeep, never wanted to get one, is because I'm like, "Well, the truck has power." Yeah, not enough. I learned my
Yeah.
lesson. But that's also part of it. When you're prepping, not everything's gonna work.
Yep.
And so you do have to test
Yes,
things.
that's true.
Yep.
Yeah, you need to have a plan B, and we could be better at it for sure, but, um, yeah, we do have the main stuff that we need because the last thing you wanna do is have to stock up on stuff at the grocery store last minute.
Yeah.
Here comes a here comes a hurricane and it's 4 days out, and everybody's racing to the grocery store to
Yeah.
buy toilet paper and whatever. So I like to stay stocked up on stuff just in general, just so
We do
you're
too.
not racing to do
Yeah.
that.
Yep, we do. We definitely
Yeah.
do, and Costco is also one of the best places. Like, we have enough rice to feed ourselves for a month.
Costco, enough rice, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're having rice again?
Yeah. That hey, that
Yes.
did happen during our week and a half. We're like,
Yeah,
"Oh, not another one of
yeah.
these." And I'm one of those people that can eat meals over and over and over again, but there is a
Me
breaking
too.
point. There's definitely a breaking point. Now I gotta show you this, and I know we should be wrapping up here pretty soon. You see that? You see how rotten my dogs are?
Yeah.
So,
What am I
Clyde
say
is
oh, the
dreaming right now.
puppies.
He's dreaming, but
Oh, they're
so
so cute.
Jen, or not Jen, Peyton, brought up we have this large stuffed purple unicorn, and that is what Clyde is
Of
cuddling with right
of
now.
course you do.
And then Bonnie is actually can't see with the microphone.
Oh my
Bonnie is back there
gosh.
stretched out. Yep.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, this is what we
Awesome.
say when we
Love it.
usually say, "Poor, abused, neglected, mistreated little dogs."
They never pet me, they
They
never care
never
for
pet
me.
me. Yeah. When you
Oh,
texted me to say,
yes,
"Hey,
we
come up
are
here,"
well
I
well,
was laying on the couch and
yeah.
Bonnie was, like, cuddled up right here the whole time. They love the weekends because they actually get to
"No,
cuddle with
daddy,
people.
don't go."
Yeah. She was pissed.
Oh,
You
that's
can tell.
nice. I can tell she's angry at me.
Yep.
Oh
What do you
my
got planned
gosh.
for the
Yes,
rest of the
we have,
weekend?
we're gonna be dog sitting here soon.
Are you?
Not too much this weekend. We've got a couple of things. We have some friends coming over a little bit later on. They live in North Carolina in the
Mountains?
summertime,
Yep.
and yes, very nice place there, and we visited them more than once. But they also have a home 9 miles away from us here in Port Charlotte, so
So
we
about an
we've
hour and a
gotten
half
to know
away.
them.
Okay.
Yeah, no, very quick. I know all the back roads.
Ah,
And, so anyway, they're back just for a weekend to check on the house and blah, blah,
yeah.
blah, which is why I can't see being a snowbird because one of your homes is always empty.
That
It
is
doesn't
the
really
tough part. Yeah, I the same goes when you're extremely wealthy and you have multiple properties all over the world.
which
It's
like
like,
you, yeah,
yeah,
wealthy like you,
exactly. Yeah, yeah.
multiple
Well,
properties. Yeah.
but I have to hire plenty of people to stay there. Well, but no, but seriously, it's that's
Yes.
the same thing. Is like, what do you do when you're not there? I mean, yeah, if you're rich enough to have that many, you probably do have live-in people that
You
are
have
taking care of
people.
it for you.
Yeah.
But why would you want to? I don't understand doing that. I don't
And some people do like verbos with it, they'll have
Oh
a
yeah,
property management company, but, it's a whole different mindset when somebody else is gonna be staying in your home,
yeah, yeah.
and
We have
yeah.
friends that have a condo in Destin that they do
Oh,
that to.
uh-huh.
But then when you want to go, you have to book your weeks.
Yeah,
Just like
you're a
it's like
renter.
you're a renter. You're not really. It's not really that you own the place. The only difference is you get to unlock one of the closets that stays locked.
Yes, exactly.
But then you're usually going in to fix things that all of the other guests. So my parents had their house in Minnesota, and then they had a place in Phoenix.
Mm,
And the first year they owned it, they did that. It wasn't a Verbo or because
sure,
that didn't exist back then. But
right,
they had a management company at the because that's how we found this place too. It was a 55 plus community.
mhm,
It was actually, I think I may have shared this with you before. It was actually it was called Rio Verde. No, I'm
okay,
sorry. Yeah, Rio Verde. was the community. It
The
was
Green
north
River.
the Green River. It was north of Fountain Hills, which is north
Yeah.
of Phoenix,
Yeah.
and great little 55 plus community. We actually found it because we rented one of the houses a couple of times and went and played the golf course and stuff like that. And my stepdad absolutely loved it and wanted to buy a condo there, so they bought
Uh-huh.
a condo. But that half the year it stayed empty. And they,
Oh,
like I said, they rented it out the first year and had such a bad experience. They're like, "No, we're just gonna let it sit empty." But they
yeah.
had the one of the guys that in the community, his whole job was to check on snowbirds' homes
Sure.
to make sure everything was still good throughout
That's
the
cool.
summer. Yeah.
That's smart.
So that's how they did it. But at the
Yep.
same time, I'm just like, that doesn't no. But actually no, nope, that was at the regular house. I was gonna say when my mom passed, I got a whole bunch of stuff, but I have so half of the furniture that I took from my mom, half of it came from the house in Minnesota and half of it came from the house in Phoenix.
There's a mix and match.
Yeah, like I have a roll top desk downstairs that's Jen's desk right now.
Yeah.
By the way, we're trying to get rid of it, so if anyone wants it,
Roll top
it's,
desk.
you can have it. You just have to come get it.
Ooh, yeah, there's
But
that.
it's I mean, it's so heavy. Doesn't fit our house at all, and Jen does not like it. But, anyway, it's her desk and it's downstairs on the main level.
Yeah.
That came from Phoenix. That was from the condo. But, yeah, so, I get all that to say, I understand it to a point, like, I could live in a perfect world, if I had unlimited funds, we would
Sure.
probably have some sort of really cool eclectic loft apartment in
Uh-huh.
downtown of just say any city, it doesn't have to be Nashville, just any city. And then I would
Yep.
have a farm or a cabin preferably on a lake or a stream, a river, somewhere off in the woods. But the
Yep.
difference is that I don't understand the snowbird thing necessarily, but I understand having something like that. So during the week while you're working, you're in the city. So you get that, and
Yeah.
then when you're sick of the city, you can go out to your property. That I understand. That I can get behind.
Sure.
But you're seeing it every week or every other week at the worst, you know? And it's not every
Yeah.
6 months.
Well, and it still depends how you wanna do it, and we've talked about this where people in Detroit, many of them had cottages, like
On the lake.
so
Yeah.
let me see if I can do the map right. So here's Michigan. So they're right here in Detroit. They would have cottages up
Oh, yeah.
here
Oh,
in,
yeah.
well, Petoskey and Petoskey, I don't know how to say it. But some of these towns right up, and they would drive up every weekend.
Yeah.
So they'd go on a Friday
But it's not
afternoon
that f
and go from here. It's 5 hours,
that's not a
but
long drive, though. That's not
it's
in the
5 hours.
scheme of things, that's not a long drive. It's
Yeah, it
really
is
not.
when
I
you
mean,
come back. Traffic that you're not, so that's
traffic
5 hours with no
sucks.
traffic. With traffic, because everybody else is coming back on
Yeah,
Sunday
yeah.
afternoon too. It's 10 hours plus traffic is 12. Now do the math, Friday to Sunday afternoon.
So here's how you get around that, because this is and I know people
Helicopter.
that close. You fly
Yeah, yeah.
because every one of those small towns has a small airport.
And I can see a little airport. And again, then add double whatever you spent on your house because now you have a
If you
plane
can
too.
have 2 houses, you can afford an airplane.
I would think
Yeah,
maybe
yeah. No, you can
if you really want to.
if you really want to. Yeah. I would
They're
much
so
rather do that,
expensive.
but, but at the end of the day, I'm getting to the point where I don't even want a thing in the city anymore. I'd much rather have a cabin
Mm.
in the woods. That's my home base, and then
Something
I
on
get
the
an
lake.
overland rig.
Well, and you would, that's true. And you would want something north so you get
Yes.
the seasons and all of that, which would be cool. And but yeah, I'm North Carolina is very nice, although they've awakened the last few mornings and it's 40 degrees. And you go,
I'm
oh,
okay with that.
good morning. That's
I'm good
chilly.
with that.
I know you are.
We
I
usually
am too.
when it's
But
below 60 here, we have all the windows and doors open.
well, that's not very often.
It's not anymore. No, it's been a pretty
No.
warm spring. Not very
Well,
pleasant, but we're getting there.
it's warmer there too, I think, and I'm going to not fall into the climate change role, but when you build a lot, there's more concrete, there's more,
Oh, yeah,
uh, that also can impact temperatures, and so that can be part of it as well. And Lord
100%.
knows Nashville is growing by leaps and bounds, all kinds of
Way too
construction.
quick. It's way too quick.
Mm,
And, the interesting
happens.
thing is most of the apartments downtown that they rush to build
Yep.
are sitting empty
Are
because
they?
nobody wants to live in it. We're still getting people moving here. There's plenty of
Yeah.
inventory, but nobody wants to live in the city. Everyone wants to live out
Huh.
further. So, and they're not building houses fast enough, but they've got plenty of apartments.
Sure.
So that you could
Mm,
move downtown Nashville fairly inexpensively compared to everywhere
huh.
else in the city
Interesting.
just because of that. Mhm.
Wow.
Yep. It's
Wow.
still not cheap though. It's not now put it in
No,
perspective. It's still not New York, LA, Miami expensive,
California. Yeah.
California,
Right.
but it is when you've lived here for 20 years, it's
Yeah.
really frickin' expensive. And a lot of
Yep.
people this is something, and then I know we are running the longer than normal, but here's one thing that
That's
I
fine.
had
That's
this
good.
conversation with someone who's considering moving here, and I honestly am all for people moving here because it is a beautiful place, it's a beautiful city, and if you like the hustle and bustle, it's a great place to
Yep.
be. It really is. I just don't like the hustle and bustle anymore. I want smaller, slower lifestyle. That's call it age, call it whatever, call
Yep.
it my
Agreed.
father's influence. I don't know. I'm kind of over it. I wanted it when I was young. I had it. I don't want it anymore. Um,
I concur.
so
Yeah,
when I
again,
was having
unlimited
this,
funds. Yeah, you could do
yeah,
a loft downtown in the
yeah,
city, and you could do I'm gonna spend a weekend there and then get out.
exactly. And a lot of people do that. But so there's the conversation that I was having with this person was because they were saying, well, I want to move there because there's no state income tax. And I said, you're absolutely right. There is no state income tax, but the sales tax here is going to kill you. So it's really, where do you want to see it? I personally,
Yes.
I did. That was one
Right.
of the things that I loved about moving to Tennessee was there's no state income tax. So yeah, I've got a bigger paycheck, but then I start spending that money and my paycheck just disappears. So I'd almost kind of rather now, as I've gotten older, looked and gone, I'd much rather them take the state tax out and not tax me so much everywhere else. So then I know what I'm working with,
Yeah.
when I actually know what I'm working with,
Sure.
because we're
Sure.
almost, and we're still not at as high as some other states. I will say that right off the bat, but we're still at 10%.
Yep.
That's
Yeah.
the tax on everything.
Well, and our property tax is ridiculous
Oh
here
yeah.
too now, and it
Ours just went
shouldn't
up
be. And
over 25%.
same. And ours is apparently, assuming it goes through, is going to be dropping in half from what we're hearing here
Oh,
in
really?
Florida, thanks
Yeah,
to
see,
Mr. DeSantis. So hopefully that will
w
happen.
we're not gonna see that.
Yeah. Sorry.
Sorry, not sorry.
Sorry about your
So
luck.
so North Dakota is sounding a lot
Ah.
more exciting to me.
Well, that's good. I think the properties are reasonable still.
They're not cheap, but they are
No,
reasonable.
reasonable.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, on that note,
On that sticky note,
oh, wow. Well
I
done.
went there. I went there.
I like it.
We haven't done the outro very well lately, so, you know what? If you want to, head up to pottymiles.com, check out all of our past episodes. We do have a merch store up there. Would love it if you buy some of our merch. It's summer,
Yeah.
so get some of those one pieces for your
Potty
wives,
shirts.
all your wives,
All your
all your
wives.
wives, all of them.
Excellent.
Ex, your current, your future, whatever.
Wow.
Uh, yeah, I
I'm
went
out.
there too, John. And what? Check out some of our past episodes. Next week, I hope we will have a guest. We're going to work on that. John and I will discuss. It might not be next week. It might be the week after. I don't know yet, but we will have another guest. That is our goal this year, is to have more guests.
Have more
Um,
guests.
we do. I do want to. I know we still owe Andrew some time in the spotlight. I would love
Yep.
to have Andrew come on, but we also need to have Bill come back on because he sent me some pictures via Instagram
We
of
do.
his time in, I forget the city. Sorry, Bill, but it was where they have a full size replica of the Star Trek Enterprise set. So he sent me pictures
Wow.
of him on the set, and not only that, he was
Cool.
wearing a red jacket that looked like the Star Trek uniform. And I had to ask him, I said, did you do that on
Nice.
purpose? And he said, kinda. So I want to hear about
Yes,
the
he
whole
did.
experience. I really do. So, Bill,
Yes, that
you will
sounds
have to
great.
come on and tell us all about it. And
We do have to get
yeah.
Bill on too, because I want to talk to him about a friend of mine who bought a '63 Chevy Impala and redid it. And oh my
Oh,
gosh,
cool.
what a cool car! So we'll save that for Bill, and I'm sure a little reminiscing from our past will go a long way.
Yeah, it will. But I want to show you before we get off. If I can do it quickly, hold on.
Sure.
Shoot. Hold on. I don't
Oh, it's
know.
fine. You take your time, fella.
I will because that's what else are
We're all
that people
good.
doing? Bring a trailer. I want to show you this car that I'm looking at on Bring a Trailer. I'm not looking at.
Oh,
I'm not
bring a
not
trailer.
gonna buy
Yep.
it. I'm not gonna buy it. But it is. I think it's so cool. A lot of Jeeps. Here we go. You ready for this?
Whole lot of Jeeps.
Look at this.
Bring it up. Oh,
Can you see
sweet
that?
tornado.
Yep.
1976, 7?
70. No, 1966.
Oh, 66.
1966. 58-year owned
Oh boy.
Oldsmobile Tornado Deluxe with 3,900 miles shown on roll odometer.
Wow.
Yep. Yep. It is
Nice.
so ugly. It's cool. The blue interior. God,
Yeah, that's
just
great.
to remind everybody, my very first car when I was a kid was a 1981 Oldsmobile Tornado. And I hated that car until I actually got it. And then I loved that car. Still love that car.
Oh, they were
If if
great cars.
if I see that on Bring a Trailer, I am definitely getting that. I'm gonna bid on that. So anyway,
I
on
think
that
you
note,
need to.
John, you have a fantastic weekend. All of you have a
Good to
fantastic
see you,
week once
brother.
this goes live every Tuesday,
Good to see all of y'all.
all y'all. And yeah, we'll see you on the other side. Take it easy.
See you.